So it is 3:35 on a Saturday afternoon, and I've just arrived for a day trip to Ravenna, which has a basilica that's got incredible mosaics to go out and have a look at. So that's the plan for today. Woke up a little bit tired, maybe hungover from yesterday evening, so I've got here pretty late, but yeah, yesterday was an incredible day that I don't know, you'd never thought of it happening the way it did. I was meant to go to Parma or for the day, and then by chance, like I said, this really cool Australian guy who's also named Matt, he was driving the same direction, and a train wasn't coming for the next 2 hours, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just jump in with you, and we'll see where it goes. And we get in the car and we got chatting, and we've feel like we both have a similar mindset and have a similar I wouldn't say similar perspective. In some cases we have a similar perspective. I think we both have a real deep curiosity about life and traveling, and considering both we've both got Slovak kind of roots. Me being from Poland and him being from Serbia and Croatia. There were similarities, I feel like, in our character and in our way to approaching things because of those Eastern European sort of roots and so on. And so he's a lot more experienced than me in the traveling space. So it was really cool to hear his stories. But also then, we had this kind of really good dynamic where we were just bouncing off each other, and asking questions that perhaps then change your perspectives on how you see a certain situation, or how you see maybe a history, or the reasons why your life turned out like how it did, or how the history turned out how it did. So I think we got some conversations on the camera, but there's countless ones where I'm like, oh, I wish we just filmed this. But that's, I guess, that's the beauty of the spontaneous way of having a conversation and kind of just multi-threading or off the back of certain topics and so on. So yeah, I mean, we also, of course, we both want kind of interested in making content, so we were able to kind of bounce ideas off each other, or exchange, how we can both approach it, considering we're doing slightly different things, but potentially could collaborate. It was really, really good. And he's a great guy, and wish him all the best. And who knows, maybe we'll run into each other again. But yeah, it was just cool that we didn't have any plans together, and you just both kind of say, fuck it, let's meet up with a stranger and do this. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? And then great things come off the back of that. So yeah, we ended up staying up till 3 a.m. just chatting between us, but also other people in the hostel from different areas, and it was just a lot of cool characters. So I don't know if I'm going the right way, actually. I think I'm going the wrong way. I'll turn this corner there. So yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was, I feel maybe I helped him realize certain things, but he also helped me realize certain things. We discussed how I really like to get to know people and know people's histories, or the stories, their perspectives, and just by asking a lot of questions. And I think he appreciated my line of questioning would help him maybe process or think about things from a different angle. And it's just it's good when you can bounce off someone and you both kind of get in a positive or beneficial experience from the interaction. So yeah, wish him all the best, really. And like I say, we hope that maybe run into each other again. I mean, I was really, really interested in the whole history and the complexity around the Balkans and everything. Oh, it's a fucking dead end. Yeah, and how that impacted his life, but also people, in and around there when he was traveling, like how that has on the day to day of real people. So it's kind of encouraging me to, if this is what I enjoy and I'm good at this sort of getting to know people, interviewing people, and maybe it's like oh, hello doggy. Hello. Hey. 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 No? Good girl. Yeah, maybe like focus on making content around that. And yeah, just focus on that instead, if as a potential direction, which is a cool perspective, and I think I'm gonna reflect over it and see if that is something I want to kind of lean into. But we shall see. I feel like I am really interested in that sort of interviewing, making a story about maybe a local person and their life, like in line with the whole in real life sort of raw angle of what I'm trying to do. But I feel like it would work better with when doing van life. So you've got a bit of like, I don't know, freedom to go anywhere rather than be stuck based on what public transport is available, and that's of course to main cities rather than like really little towns or villages where you could say the realest people live, from each country. So, but yeah, it's another fantastic person that I've met, another fantastic lesson that perhaps I've learned from having a conversation with that person. And yeah, we just want them to keep going. I need to go in that direction, but there's just a fucking load of dead ends, so I I'm just wandering around and not actually getting anywhere. So I might need to put this down and focus on that now. So yeah. Look at these mosaics. Who knows? They're so good. So I realised I actually think I went into that basilica without a ticket, because everyone was going in the opposite direction, and when I came out I realised there's like a do not go past this in. So it's cool to see, because I think the tickets are like €10 to go to all the other sites as well, which I'm not going to have time to, but yeah, it's cool to see the mosaics and walk through the city, and I'm actually learning more about it through a podcast that I found on Spotify, and saying significance in history. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm going to head back soon though, because it takes like an hour and a half to get to Bologna, which will take us to around 7 o'clock. And I'm not sure what I'm feeling tonight. I've got a few free drinks tokens which I might use, and then decide on the spot whether I go out or not, because although I wasn't like overly tired or hungover today, like my day didn't start till like 2 p.m. basically, so and I do actually want to go and do a proper, like a day trip to Parma and a few other places that are on the list, but I've not done yet. So yeah, that's the plan. I feel like this is going to be either a short or a shitty vlog, because I've not got much to say today really. I'm just feel like my social batteries were depleted from yesterday, so I'm just chilling at the moment. So yeah, that's it. Good morning, or just about good morning. I am today in Parma. Just took a day trip from Bologna. I don't know if I mentioned last night, but I extended my stay by an extra night. Just to have a little bit more breathing space to do these day trips, because the trains run, but in the morning and late afternoon and stuff. And yeah, it's a nice hostel and stuff. So I thought it'd be good to just have an extra day of breathing space. I don't know how much I filmed. I know obviously I had the day in Modena with Matt, and yesterday I don't think I was in the mood to film too much. So yeah, I don't know where I am. Where am I in the storyline, really, as you could say, of this vlog. So I'll just give maybe a summary of what I'm doing. So I'm just based myself in Bologna, and then I'm going around the Emilia-Romagna, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the province, which is obviously known for its food, its art and history from the Renaissance period, which I can never pronounce correctly. So yeah, I'm just doing that. I have had spag bowl, which is really good, and me and Matt went to this really authentic Italian restaurant, which had some pasta tasters, which was really, really good. And today I'm in Parma, so I have to try Parmesan, obviously, and Parma ham, given it is their export. And then in between that, I'm just basically just having a little wander through the towns. A lot of the places are paid admission, like to go see the artwork and stuff. I'm just kind of deciding whether it's worth it or not at the time. I do like art, but I realised maybe learning through museums or art exhibitions is just not, for me, not the same as learning history through people's stories, which is what is making me more and more think about when I go to the Balkans after Amsterdam, whether to kind of make that part of the trip very much focused on learning about the history and the culture of the people of the Balkans through the people of the Balkans. Certainly a topic that me and Matt from Australia talked about a lot, and it certainly resonated. And I don't know, even just for talking to him, I felt a level of connection because of my Polish roots, and ultimately, being a Slavic descendant country. And I have absolutely no idea about the Balkan Wars, or technically the Yugoslavian Wars. I have never been taught it. I mean, maybe watched a few YouTube videos here and there, but yeah, it seems like an interesting topic. I also think because, well, from what I'm gathering at the moment is that I said it to ChatGPT, is it just basically a massive family feud? And it's kind of said, if you want to be quite sharp and direct about it, yes, but it's a bit more complicated than that. And maybe there's some interesting untanglement to be done in terms of, how ultimately the Slavs, but across the whole world, that we are just one people, but based on the identity that we are born with, i.e. the country we're from, or the culture we're from, we kind of choose these teams and, kind of support them, and then sometimes that turns into conflict, even when, Yugoslavia was basically a massive mix of the same people, slightly small differences, but then it turned ugly when people basically, decide to pick their team, and maybe they decide to pick their team based on, political influence from the top, and and resulted in bloodbath and sadness. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like as well as learning just the pure history, the factual what happened in those areas, I think learning about the, the history from a human to human perspective, the impact it's had on people's lives, but also kind of untangling like, was this all worth it? Like, you know, um, how this conflict between humans can be almost manufactured or you know pushed by political agendas and um, yeah, nationalistic views. I don't know. I think I'm still pondering about the whole situation. I mean, like in the Balkans, the train network, ChatGPT says it's really, really poor, which kind of makes my interrailing ticket a little bit obsolete. But I also really enjoyed when me and Matt were in the car, the fact that you can just get up and go anywhere. And yeah, if the train routes are bad in the Balkans, like having a car might actually have to be needed anyway. And I looked online and it's relatively cheap. Like you can get one for like $10 a day. So have a car, and they're very bivouac friendly. So have a car, um, camp somewhere like up in the mountains, or even befriend people and stay in their homes like Matt did. Um, so yeah, I'll see what he says because I kind of pondered to him the idea of like, I'm a relatively naive guy, but I like to ask questions, and that's what I enjoy doing. And we both are looking into this content thing. You've already experienced the Balkans, and you've got the family ties and so on. Like, there could be a good, um, Venn diagram in the middle where we could collaborate on, or and create some kind of cool story. I don't know, some content around the Balkans, where I'm learning about the Balkans, but then from Matt's end, like he's adding value from what he's known already, and with his contacts already in those areas, like we could befriend and interview real people quite quickly and quite easily, and then kind of get their story across as well, which is important. Let them feel something heard, and go from there. I don't know. I think I'm blabbering on a little bit now, but we'll see how that plans out. But yeah, also be a bit a bit of the van life, obviously in a car, just to see if that level of freedom is like what I would want maybe in the future. So yeah, we'll see. But right now I'm gonna have a little walk around Parma. Like already, it's looking very, very charismatic. Get some food. When I had a bit of a big breakfast actually, which was probably a mistake. But yeah, we'll get some food later in a bit, and then yeah, see where the day takes us really. Alright, we're going to go into the Basilica Cathedral di Santa Maria. Okay, the mosaics, however you fucking say them. Pretty nice. I need to switch to my glasses. Feels like it's like the tattoos of the building, like the building's basically just got like a full body tattoo. Ink. Very, very cool. I think it's directly painted onto the wall. Is that a mosaic then? I don't know. I think so. I would like to have some Parma ham on the jam, but not a whole bloody leg of it. I wonder if I can find a place that would just give me a little slice rather than a whole fucking 4 kilograms of it. We'll see. It's a very pretty little town, to be fair, Parma, and a very, relaxed slope. The weather's good. Yeah, it's very nice and peaceful, which is I'm enjoying taking it slow today. Like earlier in the church, I was like, does this feel like a day wasted? Because the trains are a bit fucked. Basically, I can't really go to another place today. Like, I'll have to finish up today. Long story, but yeah, but I'm like, what's the rush? Like, just be, you don't have to necessarily achieve anything in a day. Just kind of exist and don't worry about whether something, was value for money or value for your time. Like, you're in this region that is known to be about slow life, so yeah, kind of embrace it from that perspective as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I've hunted a spot that will serve me some nice ham, and yeah, that should be today's plan. I'm going to go down there. There's some nice streets to wander around again, so yeah. Yeah, so I did some ChatGPTing, and it's not mosaics. Mosaics are where they are small pieces of, they're small pieces of like stone and glass, whereas this is a fresco, which is a painting directly onto the wall, which is very much a feature of the Renaissance period in Italy, but especially in this region of the country. So that's why it's so rich and beautiful in appearance. Obviously in Parma, so I had to get some Parma ham, and let's give it a live review. It's so soft and tasty. Probably not worth €16, but you've got to do it, innit? You've got to do it. Felt like I needed to complete the meal with some Parmigiano, obviously, so yes. And then I did actually ChatGPT what's in front of me, so you got mortadella, which is comes from Bologna, made with very fine ground pork. Got salami, which I've had before. Lardo, which is mainly from Tuscany. It's pure pork back fat, which is why it's got a lot of fat on it. Oh no, this one. And then coppa or coppacello, pork neck, and then you've got prosciutto, of course, from Parma, which is salted and left to rest for 12 to 36 months. No smoking, just salt, air, and thyme. That's the one I had, so I think that's the creme de la creme. But let's try a bit of cheese with what I think is honey. Yeah. Oh, and it's gone in there. I feel like that's too much honey now. I mean, it's good. I definitely think it goes better over some pasta, like rather than in chunks. But I'm here for a reason, so it's good. Right, I'm going to enjoy this and then think about potentially heading back towards Bologna because of the trains. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I could do with a dessert, so I thought why don't I get a ice cream or stracciatella, and it says like pinguita. I didn't know what she said, but it looked quite chocolatey. It's got a lot of Nutella in. Jesus. The stracciatella one is really good though. Fuck. It melts so quick. All the Nutella is just completely melting off. My bag is it's not going well so far. I've had to resort to just absolutely demolish this ice cream as quick as I can before it melts and all the chocolate goes all over me. That's annoying. Right, straight to the train station. So I'm just back at the hostel, and what I'm going to do is I'll just put a wash on. They actually offer free washing machine and dryer, which is really nice. And they've got this cool kind of chill room with a very small pool table and some vinyl. So what I'm going to do now is do some crate digging and see if I can find maybe a new sample that I could use for new tracks to maybe hopefully from a local song, or at least an Italian song anyway. So that's the plan for the next 20 minutes. I feel like I'm a little bit out of the loop with my filming. I feel like I've barely filmed the last couple of days, and what I have hasn't been like anything of decent content. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can start it again properly. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I mean, I've not got much memory left anywhere now, so I do need to get some videos out and clear some space on some of these SD cards, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll get back into the swing of things. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it was the conversation with Matt and the day with Matt that's maybe throwing me off now and made me maybe reanalyze how I want to do my content. But yeah, we'll see. So hopefully I'll get well, I'm going to save some memory now in case I do get a sample that I want to show for the video, and then go from there.